We've talked a lot about going upwind. Let's now look at sailing downwind. Many people take far too relaxed an attitude to this point of sailing. A spinnaker is used both for running and reaching, and so we need to alter the shape as well as the trim to get the best performance. To do this, we have the sheet, the guy, and the height of the spinnaker pole. As with other sails, we need to control the draft position of the spinnaker, which is most efficient at 50%.
Okay, we've got the spinnaker set now, and the problem we have is that the pole is not set correctly. The outboard end is too low, and this is shown by several characteristics. The first being that the centerfold of the spinnaker is not in a vertical plane, it's angled out to windward. And the second is that the leading edge of the spinnaker, when it does collapse, goes in one very slow, large collapse, which makes it very difficult for the people to trim, and when it does collapse, it's in one big bang. Okay, and we should now try raising the pole and lift the outboard end up about 18 inches. Okay, that's good. Just ease the sheet a little here, Chris. Now we've got the spinnaker setting quite well here. The edge has got some movement in it. The center is vertical, but it's quite stable. The leading edge just curling and flicking. And we're aiming for the curl to be just above the main blue panel here on the edge of the sail. You can see that the curl is quite different. It flicks in and flicks out again on its own accord. And we'll just show the effect if the pole is too high. And the points to look for is the creasing coming out of the head of the sail, vertical creasing out of the head of the sail, and quite a different characteristic with the leech. Okay, as you can see, the spinnaker is very unstable in this situation, and what we need to do is bring it back down again to stabilize it. Keep going, Chris. Now we've got a situation where the centerfold is nice and vertical. The leading edge has settled down. It's much easier to steer the boat to. The leading edge will fold in and roll back out again in a nice, easy motion. Okay, one of the biggest areas of discussion on a boat is the spinnaker pole height. We've described the principle of having the outboard end to create the correct effect on the luff of the spinnaker. The next thing we must concentrate on is to ensure that the pole is set at 90 degrees to the mast so that we can project the greatest area possible. So can you put it up, Chris, please? And we'll tell you when it's square. A little more? That's good. Now we've got the pole set very clearly at projecting the spinnaker as much as possible.
The other part of trimming a spinnaker is that the pole should be at right angles to the wind at all times, and this will ensure the correct shape of the sail as well as projecting the maximum sail area to the wind. If the pole is too far aft, the sheet will be too tight and eventually collapse the sail. If too far forward for the wind, the head will be too full and the spinnaker will roll from side to side. Then you bring the pole back to flatten the sail, which will reduce the heeling forces as well as make it more efficient.
Okay, one of the useful tricks to remember is that when you run in strong winds, the boat oscillates quite a lot, and by moving the sheet lead from the normal position onto the guy, and you use the lazy guy as the sheet, this stabilizes the clew and allows the boat to be sailed a lot more easily in these conditions. Okay, now we've looked at the different pole settings, and we can see the characteristics that we're trying to get from the luff of the spinnaker to make it easy to sail with. It's important to understand there are quite a lot of different types of spinnaker, and you can get spinnakers which are cut specially for reaching or specially for running, or you can have one which is an all-purpose spinnaker which will work through a wide range and be nice and easy to sail with. And there is a new option that's become very popular nowadays, which is an asymmetric spinnaker, a jenica, which allows the sail to be flown without a pole when you're reaching, or flown off the pole when you're running. And this is a one-sided sail and actually performs very efficiently. It's partly caused because of the fact that spinnakers developed because of the handicap rule, saying they had to be equal on both sides. The cruising spinnaker or jenica has been developed without any rules, and therefore handling characteristics and speed have been able to be developed without the restrictions of the rule.
Well, this program, I hope, has given you an insight to the very complex world of sail handling and trimming. Perhaps the best advice is to spend time on board your boat with your crew, experimenting with these different techniques, using boat speed and other boats as your benchmark. Then hopefully you can find yourself climbing up the fleet. Good sailing.